Good morning, welcome back to A to Z Gardening, and I'm here on the potting soil. I'm gonna go a little bit science nerd with your plants today, and there's one spot that we've done over and over again all these years, and in this A to Z Gardening, I'm gonna kind of repeat it with a little different twist, but I wish that every gardener could watch this, every single gardener watch this A to Z spot, because it happens over and over again to so many people, and I can help you with your tomatoes, with your cucumbers, with your zucchini, to stop the dreaded blossom end rot. What is blossom end rot? When you start to get that beautiful tomato, that is the glory of your garden, and you get that nice dark brown to black ring on the very bottom of the fruit, making it very undesirable. No harm to us, but very unsightly. The bottom half of the tomato, no good for you. And what is blossom end rot? It is an infection of the fruit that is caused by low nutrition. So if you're trying to spray it or come into the garden center and use something called RotStop, you'll find when you read the label that RotStop is simply liquid calcium. Calcium is very mobile until it gets up into the plant. It's needed for those very strong cell walls. So if you look, calcium in us in a vitamin may be good for good strong nails and hair. It's almost the same in the plants, and it makes the cell walls very resilient to defending itself against these fungal and bacterial infections that your fruit may get. Very common in zucchinis, cucumbers, tomatoes, sometimes peppers, but it's needed to soak up on a readily available basis. How do we improve that? That is good nutrition on a very large root system. So stop that very frequent, very early watering. If you're drenching your plant, or I call it loving them to death, in the early season, you make a root system that is very close to the stem, close to the surface. That then makes the plant very needy when it's a very large plant and a very small root system later on. How can we defeat this? When we go in the early season and pot our plant, consider using one of the higher end Fox Farm soils right here. Why is that? What's the difference between other professional type potting soils? This is an organic, it has earthworm castings. I've had really good luck using this personally, and it evens out your moisture. That's one key to keeping that calcium soaked up, and it also has a very high mycorrhizae content. So science nerd with plants, what is mycorrhizae content? It's a bacteria that's beneficial and positive that lives in the soil that makes it basically like pruning your roots, and it makes a much more developed, clustered, diverse root system that helps soak up that calcium. Makes the plant more balanced. Large root system, smaller plant, much better for nutrition. So if you find yourself in the position where you're getting blossom end rot, maybe consider a soil change. If you're planted in the ground, make sure you deep thorough water as infrequently as you don't see stress in the plant. Don't water a little bit every night. If you find yourself already in that position this year during this hot period of time, you can use a little bit of RotStop because calcium is mobile and it will soak in through the leaves. If you're container growing your tomato plants, keep a regular dose of tomato-based fertilizer for any of your vegetables. That gives you water-soluble calcium and magnesium to help bolster that ability to soak up. Any questions about stopping the dreaded blossom end rot, feel free to contact any of us professionals here at Stans.